What is up, my friends? Welcome to the first tutorial Thursday here on my little channel. Not much of an intro here because I just want to tie some flies with you guys every Thursday. If I can make a video every week, that is, but I will give my best. Today we're tying this little flatwing up here. Well, we're not actually tying it together. We will be gluing it with UV glue, and it's actually pretty easy. Looks hard, but it's really easy actually. Okay, so as I mentioned, this fly will not be having any tying thread in it whatsoever. Just a small hook and some feathers, a little bit of flash, and of course some eyes and a little bit of glue. Don't worry, I will leave a material list down in the video description, so you guys can go check that out after the video or before, or whatever you want to do. So first off, I have placed my hook in the vise here. I have plucked out 3 of these flatwings, we call them, or icon flatwings, but they really are these dry fly saddles. I believe this is a Herbert Minor, but of course the fish don't know that, and these work very well for these kind of sand eel patterns. So here's 3, and I will just measure them out roughly. I don't want them equally long in the back, but I want it approximately, let's say, 10 centimeters. Now you will be needing a pair of scissors for this. Cut your 3 feathers in the desired length. Take the first one. Then you want to take your favorite UV resin. Now I'm using this new Golf stuff at the moment. I kind of like it. Mostly because it comes in all sorts of cool colors, and I think we will be playing a little bit with the fluorescent orange on this fly here as well. I can put on some. And what I did, I placed a drop here on the point of the feather I just cut. So I'll just place it carefully on the side of the hook, this first feather. And when you're satisfied with the position, just harden it with a UV lamp. Next feather. Place a drop on it here. This is almost empty. I need to get some new. Just place a small drop on the tip of the feather here. Let's see if I can get this on without getting my thick fingers in the way of the camera here. This one I'm placing on the other side. The hook. And get that cured as well. So now we have 1 feather of each side of the hook. Just turn it here. And also I've cured them so they make a small V like this. This will help get the right shape of the head when we are covering the entire fly. And the last step, 3rd feather, again, a small drop on it. And this one I will put right on top of the hook. cool thing about this UV resin is that you can take your time with this. That's on top. Hang that out. Now I want to take some flash to put in between. I think I'll go with, and these kind of flies, less is more, so unless you're making a really huge and expensive fly for pike or something like that with a lot of flash, just take a few strands. I have here 4. Straighten down a bit. Clean up the ends so it's nice and straight. And put a small drop on these. I want this to be on the side of the hook as well, but a bit more towards the top of the hook, if you get what I mean. Get those secured there. Now these are fairly long, so I will reuse this, trim it off here in the end. Get a nice taper there. Again, clean up the ends here. Get some glue on them. Keep those secured. Just like that. Just cut these off so they're not too long. Then you can take some of this fluorofiber, is called, just a tiny amount to get kind of that scaly fishy look in between the feathers. Scaly fishy look, I don't even know if that's a word, but I hope you get what I mean. Cut off the ends so they line up. Get a drop on there as well. And these I will place directly on the top of the fly. Now these were only a few strands, like 4 or 5. And you can just go really crazy with this if you want some fluorescent colors in there, or some blue, or whatever you want to do. It's basically possible with this one. So now I want to take some olive feathers for the remaining part of the fly here. You can say I just made the under part of the the bait fish here we're imitating. So I'm measuring out some olive ones, and I want them to be a bit longer than these natural colored ones on the bottom. Place a drop on there. Let's start on this side here where you guys can see it. These feathers I will be placing also on the side, but again a bit more towards the top side, so you can see the lighter color of the fly, and it then gradually turning darker, just like that. And this is just so much easier than tying these feathers in, because they want to roll on you. So when you tie on them, they want to roll towards one side, and these feathers aren't going to be pulled out of this thick layer of UV resin. If they are to break, they will break somewhere here on the back, or definitely not in the front. So don't be afraid of that. Get one here. And you can kind of see the head taking shape all by itself, because I made that V in the beginning. So every time I'm placing a feather on this so-called V, it just builds up and becomes bigger. Super easy. And then I just want to top the whole off with another olive feather, and this one is slightly broader than all the other ones, because this one I will be placing this one directly on top here. So I want a good broad feather to cover the gap on the top here, and also the top feather, I want that just a tiny bit longer than the other two olive feathers. And this will need a bit bigger drop, obviously. Oops, might have overdone it just a bit. There we go. Get that cured. I'll just keep the lamp on for some time to really cure out these layers. Now, as mentioned, this new company called Golf also have these really cool fluorescent UV resins, and I think I want to go a bit crazy on this one and make a fluorescent orange belly, just a tiny amount, so the fish will notice it from a bit further away. Look at this gorgeous color. You see that? Just underneath the fly here. Small amount. Now these colored UV resins also need a bit longer curing with the lamp, because it is a solid color where the light doesn't pass through it as good as by the clear resins. So yeah, just keep the light a bit on. Just keep the light on a bit longer. No biggie. This just looks so good. Then we want to grab some ice. Again, I will place a drop on the desired place of the fly where I want the eye to sit. And if you Google one of these sand eels, you will notice that the eyes, well, I haven't actually seen many fish that has their eye right out where the mouth is. They're always placed a bit further back, but it's really noticeable on these sand eels, so I'll try to place that a bit further back here like that, and then just cure it so it'll stick. The other side. Second eye on there, and now it's just some head building left and the fly will be done. Just cover the eye so it won't fall off when you throw it or a fish attack it. The way around. And as I've mentioned before, the trick to working with UV resin is actually just to keep your fly moving in the vise all the time. So just keep rotating it like this, and it will find its own shape. If you've ever wondered how to make a good shape on the heads or the shrimps or whatever you're tying, get a vise that can rotate the hook on its own axis. Get a drop on there and just rotate it like this, and it will get a perfect shape. And then just hit it with your light while turning it like this. Also, if you glue the fly all the way to the back of the hook, like I've done here, all the way back to the bend, this fly won't tangle up when you throw it. Of course it happens occasionally, but this rarely catches up on itself. Just an all-round great fly. There you have it. That was it. Pretty easy, as you can see. It's kind of like cheating, almost. But this is just a really deadly little fly. And if you know these magic heads from Mark Pretty Chong, if you slam one of those on your leader in front of this one, it becomes even more deadly. So try that out, and I guess I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace!